Yo, what's good, man? Welcome to East Sip and Chop Podcast, which one and only host, Glory Boy back again with the special, interview. You know what I mean? I got my boy here. He's going to introduce himself.
What's good? What's good?
He's going to introduce himself, but before that, y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button as well. So that way, you could always be ready for special interviews like this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, so... yeah, go ahead and just tell them like your name, your social, so that way that people can follow you and then what you do.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Colin O'Keefe. My Instagram is Colin O'Keefe _. Could tap in with me there. And what else, you ask?
What do you do? Yeah,
what do I do? So, I'm like a semi-professional soccer player. I have an online business, and I have a couple businesses. I rent cars, I sell clothes, shoes, I DoorDash. I'll do anything, honestly. I'm a hustler. So
a hustler, man. You see, I wouldn't surround myself around anybody else but not hustlers, bro. Like, that's the most important thing. And the reason why I have you here, bro, is because, we just didn't, like, grow up together from the young age or whatever, but we kind of, like, met. Like at the start of like college years and stuff like that, and I got to know you, and I really watched you, how you moved and everything. So you could just tell us like how was your childhood experience just growing up, because that's something that's missing right here.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, so I met him in college. So growing up, I was blessed. Like I had a really good childhood, I would say. Private school education. I had a lot of siblings, older brother, younger brother, 2 little sisters, all within 6 years of each other. So, I always had someone to hang out with, play with. After, elementary school, went to Canisius High School right down the block from where we are right now. But yeah, all in all, I had a very blessed childhood, and I've learned to appreciate that more as I got older, Like when you're young, I might have been a spoiled little brat at some times, So I definitely am grateful for my childhood, yeah.
And how about like with Canisius High School? Because I know Canisius High School is it's all boys school, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How was that? How was the experience there? Like just being at like all boys school and
you
know.
So kind of a funny story there. So I remember when I was in 8th grade, like my mom and my dad were both like, "No, you're going to Canisius. Like, that's where we want you to go." And I really didn't want to go there because it was an all-guys school. Right. I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I'm going to become gay if you send me there." I swear to God. And she was laughing at me. And because all my friends were going to Newport. I grew up in Lewiston, New York. So all my friends were going to Newport. And I was like, "Mom, like, you want me to go to all-guys school?" Like, I was not happy with that idea. Fast forward to 4 years, senior year, when it's graduation time.
Right.
I was like, damn, like I was very happy with the education I received at Canisius. I think not having the girls in the school, like you're just probably more focused on, it really didn't matter to me having no girls because the girls love the private school boys. So it kind of worked out.
And you guys like used to have like prom and stuff like that. You guys,
yes, there was a sister school down the street, Narden. I honestly didn't mess with many Narden chicks. I'll be honest.
Why is that?
They weren't my type. They weren't ready for me, bro.
I heard the private school girls got crazy history.
Crazy history, what do you mean?
As in, like, like some of them were just crazy. Like, they were just wild.
Definitely there was a lot of, like, house parties, when...
In high school?
In high school, when parents, the parents are out of town. This is what it's like. That's what it was like going to a private school in my experience. Like, some rich kid's parents would be out of town. They text everybody, you pull up, and yeah, those parties definitely got pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Growing up like that, yeah.
That's crazy. That's something that you will actually see in the movie.
Yeah, literally. Some of these kids' houses, like $1 million houses.
That's
like,
crazy.
I have a crazy story. I can't speak much on that one.
I mean, maybe you might get to that.
We might get there.
You might get to that.
One party, yeah.
Yeah, all right, and also just going through high school and everything. How was the soccer team, Canisius? Because I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you've been playing soccer your whole life.
So yeah, Canisius high school soccer was great. We won states my sophomore year. Another little funny story there. So like my freshman year I played JV, sophomore year I played JV, and then at the end of that year they called up 3 kids to varsity. So after the regular season, they picked 3 kids from JV to get called up, and I was one of those 3.
Nice.
So after our JV season, I trained with the varsity for the whole of the rest of the regular season. We ended up winning the regular season. The Monsignor Martin was the name of the league. So like you'll see me in the pictures of us celebrating the Monsignor Martin. You know, I'm there. Like my name should be on that.
Right.
Fast forward to, so now we're going to states in 2 weeks.
Right.
My varsity soccer coach was my health class teacher, and I was failing his class, and I was sleeping in his class, and I wasn't taking it serious. He thought I was on something, I don't know, but he ended up kicking me off the team right before we go to states.
What?
I swear to God, dude just like called me into his office one day, and he's like, listen, he was trying to like be a dad and teach me a lesson, and he was just doing too much. Anyway, I swear to God, and this lives with
I
me.
really hate people like that though, like that want to. I mean, it's important to have like a parent figure in school,
Yeah.
but also like there are those that do too much of it.
Yeah, and I think he was doing too much in that moment. So then they ended up, and my older brother was a senior, by the way.
Right.
They ended up winning states that year, like making history. First time Canisius High School ever won the states. Like, so then, oh man, I remember they got like an honor in front of the whole school. They called up the men's soccer team, varsity, and like I should have been up there on the stage getting honored. And I remember I got kicked off, which was some bull. And so then come junior year, second day as a tryouts, like I already know I'm locked in. I'm gonna make the team by that point. I have a bigger role. I think I was coming off the bench, starting some games my junior year.
Right.
Come senior year, I'm more of a leader on the team now. We didn't win, the league. We lost in PKs, the championship my senior year. But, I would say the thing that kept me hungry was I never really played the nice academies growing up. So I was always just travel league. So I was always like, I wanted more after high school for sure. I wanted to keep playing.
Yeah, and then with academy, actually, I did see one picture. You used to play for Empire, right?
So I never even played one league game with Empire.
What?
In the regular season.
Regular season.
I emailed one of the coaches around 17 years old to just train. I think Kwame Aduro was the coach. I had friends like Matt Keating at the time was on the team. I just reached out with them and I would just train with them.
Isn't Kwame at San Bonaventure now?
Yeah, he's the head coach. Yeah, yep. This was before he went to.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like recognize the name because he used to be assistant coach here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, before he went there. So that's how I got in with Empire, just training. Then come those summer tournaments, they invited me to play with them, right? So I actually never, paid to play with Empire, basically. They just let me come train for free because I was like 17 years old at the time, so I was able to drive myself, do all that, So I'm really grateful for that they let me just come train. And then I won state cup one year, which was really great because my age group, they were like one of the best in New York State, especially New York State West was how the youth soccer worked. And they had won it like 5-6 years in a row. So I got to be a part of one of those championship years, which was really great. I still friends with a lot of those guys. Literally almost everyone on that team, I'm still.
That's the best thing about, let's say football. Because if we say soccer,
Yeah.
when I came here,
I call it soccer because I'm American, so I'm going to just call it soccer, but I respect it.
Yeah, when I came here, bro, somebody was saying soccer. I used to be so confused, like what?
Yeah.
But then throughout the time being here, I got so used to it.
How long you been in the United States?
15 years now.
So how old were you when you?
I was 11.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
And what was the high school you went to again?
Hashtag. Yeah,
Hashtag.
I went to Hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Hashtag, but soccer Hashtag wasn't like those private schools. Soccer Hashtag was more like it was good. It was decent. The time when like I was there, Salim and them,
You play with Salim?
Yeah.
You play with Salim?
I played with Salim, bro. First,
Both of them? Both Salim brothers?
yeah. So
Or-
so I got there when Salim was not his brother though, not
Yeah,
Abdi.
yeah.
But when Salim was like a sophomore, I got there. Sophomore or junior, yeah, I got there. I was playing with him, varsity, and then Salim, his brother, came after, and we was all playing together. And then Salim graduated. Yeah, and then we stayed there, me and Salim, and then, started playing for like BSA, Flash, and then Abdi went to play for Empire. Him and Peter went to play for Empire. And then
Peter was playing with you too?
Peter was at Riverside.
Oh, he's ever
Yeah, man. Me and the other guys just stayed at Flash and stuff like that. But we kind of like used to all just play together for the time being. But BSA was the shit, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
y'all were nice.
Yo, BSA was the shit. I feel like if BSA stayed together, we could have won so many championships.
So, just quick question: when you was playing with Abdi, because obviously he's MLS player now.
Right.
Did you know he was gonna go? Do you think he was going to the league then? Be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, when Abdi was playing, because they will put him in like different positions, right?
Where was they playing him?
Sometimes they would put him like striker. Sometimes they would put him midfield. But when he was playing like throughout high school, nobody really knew. We all had just the dream to like play beyond college level,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So we all had that dream, But when he made those choices to kind of like go to like Empire and stuff like that, and then he was playing defense and he was killing it, I knew like shit, with Empire, like with the coaches just trusting him and so on. And Empire Academy used to have like connection with not just like a lot of colleges, but mostly like Syracuse. Like a lot of students will be connected to Syracuse, So
Yeah.
that kind of like helped Abdi out, and then just looking at him just playing in college at Buff State, like he was killing it.
Shout out Buff State.
So I was like, you never know, bro. Sometimes you could just wake up and somebody is already pro. So,
Yeah.
but my thing is, I always said one of us, like within like the group of friends and shit, one of us will make it pro. That was always like something I was.
Someone was, yeah.
Either you make it before me or you make it after me.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna make it regardless, But at the end of the day, everybody have their own destiny. You feel me? Like everybody got their own destiny in life. But wish him well, just being there at MLS,
Yeah, shout out Abdi. Shout out Abdi.
man, for sure. But yeah, so let's move on to the next question. I mean, you grew up in the suburbs, yeah?
Yeah,
How
for
was
sure.
that? How was that? Just growing up in the suburbs at a young age and then being exposed to the city life.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, the suburbs were safe. It was great. I had a lot of good friends there. Grew up on the water, so there was always something to do. I mean, really growing up, every day was playing basketball. After school, we would go to the park and play basketball. And I don't know if I started to branch out though and make more friends in the city.
Right.
And I think maybe sometimes I related with my friends from the city more because there'd be some sort of troubles at home with the family dynamic and some sort of substance abuse within the family or alcohol problems. So I think, growing up in the suburbs, at least on the surface, it's really like the mom, the dad, the perfect family.
Right.
And as the more you get outside into these cities, sometimes the home dynamic isn't as good as that. And I feel like that was something I was able to relate more with some of my friends in the city. So I really, I would get out to Niagara Falls, hang out, but the suburbs, that's the place to be. Don't get it twisted. You want to get to the suburbs. Like, that's where I'm going to be raising my family.
Right.
No question.
No question. I mean, that's true too, because I've seen a lot of people actually as you can see, a lot of people have been working just hard, just so that way they can provide the opportunity for their children to be raised in the suburbs. That's why I asked you that question, because you've been there. You was there your whole life. So basically you know how it is there, and you say it was safe and so on.
Yeah.
And that's something like that's more important. Like, and I feel like in the city, just you being in the city, do you ever feel some type of way like your safety is somehow like jeopardized, or you feel like something is missing? Like,
I'll be honest, I've really never felt that way.
Right.
I just feel like if you're putting out good energy, you will receive it back. And also another thing, you have to be aware of your surroundings, right? Like if I, am in an area maybe I shouldn't be in, my head's gonna be on a swivel. I'm not gonna be stopping at a red light for super long if it's late at night. I'm not gonna go to a gas station that maybe I don't feel comfortable going there. You can avoid danger too, but I was mostly living on the west side of Buffalo. And the west side of Buffalo is really, it's kind of nice these days. Like, I don't have any issues. It's really when you go hanging around on the east side that things can get a little bit more dangerous, in my opinion.
Right. And I mean, that's true. That's true. But yeah, that's a fact though. Just making the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said,
like you can tell when someone's trying to set you up, or if you're alone and it's night and you see a group of 3 dudes walking behind you, why are you gonna start walking slower? Maybe walk a little faster. You don't know what they're trying to do.
Just hit them with that.
Exactly. See, and that's another thing. I know no one's catching me.
Right,
unless if you have a gun, then yeah, okay, you got it.
You got it.
But if you have a knife or something, no, I'm outrunning you. My legs are gonna. I'm fleeing. I'm not a bitch. Call me a bitch, whatever. I'm running.
I'm running, man. Like shit. I'm running. Plus, as I'm running, I'm looking for something. Like my eyes is just searching for something to grab. If you got a knife.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
for self-defense.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so now let's just move on to the reason why I got you here is because I've seen you've been taking good care of yourself, in terms of like just the business world, just taking care of your health, playing soccer and so on, just grinding, just in general, So let's just start off with the Hyper's Closet. So which is one of your brand, one of your brand which you started. And you used to like bring a lot of designer clothes and so on, and just not just sell it to the people, but also you will also give people opportunity to participate in like raffles. What kind of like helped you come up with that idea, and why did you start the Hype?
Yeah, so I honestly, for Hype X, it was originally my stepbrother's page. He had made this page. I don't even know if it was called Hype Closet at the time, but he had a page where he would just post all his shoes that he collected. He wasn't a reseller. He wasn't doing that business. He just, collected a bunch of Yeezys, rare Jordans, and he would post them, and he was just like a collection page, right? And I saw that, and I was like, there's an opportunity there to, start selling this stuff, because I saw he had a little traction, as it starts, 10, 11 likes, and that's how it starts. So I mentioned to him we should start doing this as a business, selling shoes, whatever. So he was down, right? So we were doing it together in the beginning, which was great, but we didn't see eye to eye on certain things. Like, I was really trying to reinvest into the business. Or the first thing I did when I got the page was I gave away a Bape long sleeve t-shirt. Like the first thing, follow. That was 2020 December. That was the first thing I posted. I wasn't trying to sell nothing. I was just like, all right, let's give something away off the rip. Because I just felt like that's how you build a connection with some people. So I gave it away, right? I'm like, wow, I just got 1,000 views on this. I just started this. Got mad comments. A lot of people entered. I was like, oh, so the support is there early. So I was like, okay, now what do we do? I want to give away more. I was doing a giveaway every month just to start, giving away something.
I remember that.
And then it got to a point where my brother wasn't really trying to split these costs with me, because it costs money to give away stuff. So I'm investing in the business, growing the account, getting more followers, and he was sort of not willing to invest the way I was. I even was doing giveaways with other accounts. That's how you get followers in that business, right? Mm-hmm. So it came to a point where I literally, real talk, my brother, because we got in a big fight, I was like, I don't want you on HypeX anymore, because I'm doing all the work, and this is real conversation we had, and it caused a big fight. And so he wanted me to give him $1,000. And I was like, bro, you're tripping. Like, number one, I've already made all this, really. So I gave him his credit. He started the page, whatever. We agreed. I gave him $300, and I just changed the password in. So then I basically took over it. And from there on, I, continued to reinvest the money I'm making. Any money I'm making, I'm like, all right, what can I do? Because, you know, Instagram, there's ways to grow your accounts. You can do celebrity shout outs. There's all these different avenues you can choose to invest your money. Whether you're happy with the results or not, there's ways to do it. So I was willing to keep doing that. And so for HypeX, I had the opportunity. That's how I ended up in Miami, was thanks to HypeX, which is actually crazy because now we fast forward 3 years and this guy that my younger sister was dating was opening up a reselling store in Miami. Excuse me, 1 second.
And Miami is a huge city too. It's a huge city, right?
Exactly, and I would go visit. That's where my stepbrother lives, by the way. The one I was running HypeX with, he lives in Miami too.
Right.
So I'm kind of getting familiar with Miami every time I go visit him, and I'm like, damn, it's getting harder and harder to leave. Like, I see why you live here. It's the weather's amazing.
Right.
It's the place to be. I love Miami for that. So this guy gives me the opportunity. He's like, yeah, I'll give you $3,000 a month if you come and run my store. And I have the experience now, 3 years of the reselling business. You know, I'm aware of the brands, the name brands. I could tell you the Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to whatever. I don't know, 22. So
right.
You learn that, the Yeezy 350, 450, you know, all that. You get familiar with that. So I was like, this is great. So that's how I ended up in Miami to open up that store. Want me to keep talking?
That's legit, bro. And not. I mean, you could keep going, but I got some more questions that can kind of like continue on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So with that store, you going to Miami? Did you ever thought about joining any team in Miami?
Nah.
From HyperX to the team.
I honestly made a big, not maybe mistake in my soccer career, but. So when I moved to Miami, it was November 3rd. Okay. And I was supposed to report back for my second year on my contract with the Harrisburg Heat in the MASL. Because I signed to play professional indoor soccer in 2021. They signed me to a 3-year contract. And my first year didn't go how I wanted. Like, right. I started the first 2 games. I got like 3 shifts over 2 games, which is not a lot. In indoor soccer, like 1 shift is 60 seconds. You change on the fly, like hockey.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So come around my second year, he ended up loaning me to a team in Michigan my first year. Right. So like for me to go back my second year, and after having conversations with my coach, and he didn't have any trust in me, and that's a big thing for me. Is I need to feel that trust from my coach if you want me to perform well.
That's major for any athlete, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
So yeah. I didn't get the vibe from the coach.
Right.
So that's why I decided to go to Miami instead of report back for preseason, which was going to start November 14th.
Okay.
So I almost didn't give up on soccer, but soccer was not on my mind when I moved to Miami, you know. And then I think we could fast forward to, I think it was January, I see like USL2 tryouts for this team, FC Miami City. So I was like, all right, I might as well see what's up with that while I'm out here, right? Why not? See if I can make the team. Right.
And I remember you, not just before you even went to Miami, you went to Brazil, I believe, with your little brother.
Yeah, shout out.
How was that experience, just being in Brazil and also just being in a different country and witnessing the Brazilian football, you know, just making like just being there in general? Like, how was the experience itself?
Brazil was really great. My brother's still there. He's been there for over a year now. Wow. I'd say, you know, Brazil is definitely, it's a third world country. There's a lot of poverty that we saw when we go there. And so, you know, for being there for 2 months, you definitely get to see the highs of Brazil, and then you get to see the lows and, you know, the bad part to it. But Brazil was great because, I mean, we had that American dollar. The American dollar was strong out there.
It was booming.
So I was living good. I tell you, I was eating good for sure. I was eating good in Brazil. That was one thing. But it was dope because, so my brother, he was getting sponsored by a team that sends kids to professional clubs all throughout Brazil, like top Brazil clubs. Right. So he was playing U15. Since I was there basically all the time, I know his agent, they had a U20 team, so I got to train every day, 5 days a week with the under-20s. So I'm seeing how they play. And one thing I noticed, the first drill we did was 1v1s, just attacking to goal. Like, everything they did was attacking, like, and playing. I noticed that, at least for that academy, is there was so much 1v1s, 2v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, just a lot of playing with the ball.
That's crazy. That's so different compared to here. It's like they just want to, score, skills. So,
dude, every kid out there you could see was looking at that ball like a plate of food. Like, they knew if they could do something with that ball, they could make it out. Because that's what they're all trying to do at the end of the day. It's definitely an impoverished country. In some areas, it has, obviously it's got its nice areas. Like where we were staying is Curitiba, the city, and like I'll go back there. I'm trying to go back out there in a month, damn near, to visit my brother, because he's damn near stuck out there. Right. He's been out there for over a year. Another good thing about Brazil is, so after training with the U20s, 3 weeks before I left, I got the opportunity to train with a professional team out there. And that's when I knew, like, this team was playing in technically the 7th division, because the way it works in Brazil, there's the four national leagues, Serie A, B, C, D, and then you go within the state system, and then there's first division of the state, second division, third division. So this team I was training with was third division of the state, Paraná, and these dudes were nasty. They ended up getting promotion because obviously, in Brazil, there's promotion, relegation. They ended up winning to the second division. Right. But just that level, playing with that team, I was training with them for 3 weeks, and like every day they would do some weights, agility work, and then we're into the field training. Like, it was dope seeing that.
And also another thing that I kind of like seen on your story, you made up with some Brazilian celebrities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how was that too? And which celebrity was it?
So when I was in Brazil for the first time, and we were staying at a hotel, and I seen this dude like wearing all designer, and that's my business. I sell the designer clothes. So I try to talk to him. Obviously, they don't speak English. They don't speak a lot of English out there. It's all Portuguese. It's rare. I'd say one out of maybe every 80 to maybe 100 persons, I could have a full-on English conversation. Like, it's not a lot of people speaking English out where I was.
And they love their Portuguese.
Oh, yeah. They love it. So I was able to just use Google Translate and talk with these dudes, and I brought them to my room, and I showed them I had designer on me for sale, and this guy is a rapper. He had money. He was interested in some pieces, and, he never ended up buying nothing. But after talking and chilling with him, they invited me out to one of his concerts, which was really dope. So apparently, he put me out in front of the stage, and he was talking to the crowd in Portuguese, and I asked him what he said after. And they're like, oh, he said that he met this fan, and he loved PK, and you see, I'm nice to my fans. I bring him out on stage with me. He was like showing love to his fans. Right. So that was just a really cool experience meeting them, because those are some people getting money out in Brazil, not through soccer. Like, these dudes were getting money from, he was a rapper,
Right, from music and stuff like that. And you still like stay in contact with them, or? So
his photographer, I would say I stay more in contact with. Right. Not really PK. He's a big rapper. Like, I'll say something, but honestly, it's so hard to communicate with them. Even the DJ that I communicate, it's all Google Translate. So it's just like, it's hard to build, I feel like, a real solid connection when we're just talking through Google Translate.
No, that's a fact, because now it's like they say something, and now you have to kind of like search it up and then find a way to respond to them.
Yeah, I wish I could speak Portuguese for sure.
And that's a good thing though. Like, you just stepping up and kind of like speaking to those people, just that connection. And that's the most important thing when it comes to like business, right? Just being able to network and just getting out of your bubble.
Yeah.
And so what kind of advice would you give someone like that's trying to start a business in order for them to build that self-confidence and in order to just step up and talk to anyone?
Confidence, it comes through consistency. So if you're going to do something, I think you just got to try it, see how it goes, and then, edit what you need to edit and keep doing what you saw worked, right? That would be my advice. You just got to try it at first and then make adjustments every time you try. And, the confidence will come from the consistency. So consistency is the biggest thing I would say. If you want to start a business, just start it. And if you're going to do it, you got to be consistent with it, because then you build that reputation, right? Like at first, when I even started HypeX, I would get a little, not shy, but like, you know, I didn't know anything about Jordans. I didn't know anything about Yeezys. I couldn't tell you what a Jordan 1 from a 4 was. Before I started HypeX, I swear to God, I just knew that there was money to be made. And I learned as I went along. So
money was your only language.
Yeah.
At that point.
At that point, I saw, you know, you can make good money selling a shoe, like crazy. One of my best flips was, I texted my older brother about this too. I was like, yo, enter the draw for these Travis Scott mochas. We got them for retail, $110 each. So boom, I find someone to buy them for $1,300 the next day. What? Each, $1,300 a pair. So me and my brother both just made $1,000 in one day, which was like, I'm like, wow. Like, that's the potential you can make. That doesn't happen all the time, by the way. Right. But it can happen if you hit on one of them sneakers draws. Like, you can really, like, that's a come up. That's a whole week or two for some people.
Right.
So, yeah, anyone starting a business, make sure you're passionate about it, and then be consistent with what you're doing.
Yeah, consistency is key in anything that you do. I mean, you're an athlete, so you practice makes it perfect, you know.
For sure.
And yeah, so basically with HyperX, okay, let me ask you a couple more questions. Like with HyperX, were you able to kind of like connect with any celebrities here in the United States, not just the ones in?
No.
I mean, are you willing to? I mean, you in Miami.
Yeah.
Miami, there's a lot of celebrities. Have you tried to kind of like go to clubs or whatever just to see if you could kind of like run into something?
You won't catch me in a club, I swear.
Why
like, not even for the business. Like, that's a good point. Maybe I could go out and try to network with some celebrities and tell them, like, yo, I'm a professional sourcing of designer clothes, shoes. That's not a bad idea, but you won't catch me in the clubs because, you know, I don't drink. So I got a girl for 5 years. What am I going to go to the club? Yeah. What am I going to go find in the club?
Yeah, facts,
like,
facts.
Nothing but trouble. So
nothing but temptation.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, right.
Stay away from that.
Nah, that's a fact. All right, now let's talk about what are your future plans, bro? What are your future plans in terms of just business and soccer?
Yeah. So right now, I mean, I just made another highlight tape, so I'm gonna send that around to a couple of agencies, see if I could get some trials for like USL 1, maybe USL Championship. That would be a good, realistic goal to achieve within the next 1 to 2 years. I think I'm going to go back and play indoor in Muskegon, the Michigan team. That would start in like November. So I have a call with the coach and the owner soon to work out what we could do, because if I'm in Miami, I'd have to, like last season, they were flying me there to play in games. So we'll see what we could make happen. And then for business now in Miami, I'm focusing on growing the car rental business. I don't know if you've seen some of that too. Yeah, so I've been renting cars for I started with one car in January, and then I ended up I did some research and saw that a Fiat 500C gets rented out a lot in Miami. Found a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, bought that car cash. So now we're in February, now I got 2 cars on my fleet. My boy from Buffalo lives in Miami but is back and forth for business. He has a Porsche and a BMW, so we're renting those out now. So I manage those, and I get 20% of the income those cars bring in. So now I have 4 cars on my fleet, and then I just recently in April financed an Audi Q5, so it's like an SUV, and so now I have added that car to my rental business. So right now, a lot of my money is getting reinvested into, you know, paying off those loans and whatever I can do to try to get another car now.
Yeah, right? That's key too. Yeah. You see, like, you out here just purchasing assets. Like, you're not just buying liability. You're not just buying stuff that's not gonna make you money. Yeah,
exactly. That's the goal. I mean, I've bought in some dumb shit. Like, I've spent stupid money. I've gambled money away. Damn. I've gotten smarter as you get older, right?
Right.
You know.
And what did you go to school for?
I graduated from Buff State with a business administration degree, just regular. But I never wanted to go into the corporate world. I always knew I was going to be my own boss in some sort of way with whatever I did. just because honestly, I don't do well with people telling me what to do sometimes. So I like to kind of, I can snap back or so,
Facts.
I just, if I'm my own boss, I'm in charge. That's it.
Right, and you just being your own boss. Like, what's the hardest thing have you ever like faced? Let's say in terms of like financial issues and stuff like that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can try to, let's say you're trying to do someone a favor, or you try to put someone in a position and you front them some funds or something like that. And, I've loaned people money and they've not paid me back. I've lost friendships over money.
That's crazy.
It's real. So that'd probably be some of the hardest, hardships in business. And then sometimes business is slow. And then, like I said, just staying consistent. Like, I've gone a whole month without making a sale sometimes, like, which is crazy. Luckily, you have other businesses like the car business or something to keep me alive, but you just got to be consistent. That's it.
Yeah, consistency is key, bro. So like, and just to end off, because we're getting closer to the end of this interview. What kind of message would you give to the upcoming business, upcoming entrepreneurs? Let me say it like that, entrepreneurs, and trying to look into either similar business as you or just any other business, in order for them to like succeed going forward.
I would say when you start, you're not going to get that support from the people closest to you that you think, like, that's one thing I noticed. You start a business and you're expecting all your friends and everyone to be like, share this, that, but it doesn't really happen like that. And I honestly don't blame my friends for that. It is what it is, right? That's business. So don't get down if you don't receive that initial support that you're looking, and just keep doing what you're doing. Because if you think what you're doing is good, there's going to be people who see the same vision as you.
That's a fact.
And that's all you got to focus on, is the people who see the same vision as you. Don't focus your energy on, why isn't my friend, like my stuff? It doesn't matter.
Amen.
It doesn't matter. As long as you have those people who support what you're doing, focus on those people, and your business will grow and you'll be good.
And I just wanted to ask you, you kind of mentioned like a little part of it. Did you ever feel some type of way when either, let me say, your friends were not sharing your merch and stuff like that, just to kind of like put you out there like in the media world and just have people, see your stuff and see what you're doing? Like, did that ever like kind of made you like feel some type of way and you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna give up on this? And
yeah, I mean, we're all humans, so you could feel some type of way about something, but as long as you don't feel that type of way for like more than a day, then you're good. Like, I've learned you just can't expect too much from people, because the more you expect, the higher chances of getting let down.
Right. That's a fact. Don't expect too much from people, man. The higher you expect, the more chances of going.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the quote of the day, man. Write that down. Don't forget. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you actually for stopping by, and I know you're very busy. Thank God I caught you at the right time, because you was going to go back to Miami next week. But thank God I caught you on the right time, so we got the opportunity to get this done.
Shout out Glory Boy. Eat,
it,
sip, chat. You know the vibe. Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying, man? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. And y'all go ahead and follow Hype Closet.
HypeX_closet. Yeah, I got some for you guys. So.
And then follow your account as well. Colin O'Keefe.
_
O'Keefe. Yeah, man. Go ahead and follow Sip and Chat Podcast. Sip and Chat _ podcast on Instagram as well. And yeah, we out of here, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Let's go.
Bless.